ഓക്കെ, ഓഡിബിൾ ആണോ? ഒന്ന് ഓക്കെ, ഓഡിബിൾ ആണോ? ഒന്ന് യെസ്, ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ് ഓൾ. So we are going to start the live session at 5 p.m. already mentioned in the community. So okay. Okay, if there are any technical issues related to audio or video, just inform through the live chat. Okay, so we can clear that. Okay, so we'll start on 5 p.m. Just wait for a few minutes. Okay.
Hello guys, how are you? So finally we are here for a live trade analysis, as well as we will see if we find any of the positions. So basically we'll start with the gold. We'll check for the gold if any possible opportunities. So what we can do actually is we can start with a top-down analysis. So when I talk about the top-down analysis, okay. So someone was complaining audio was not good. So now it's audible. Sound problem. Still voice is not clear. Just check now. If it is audible, just update in a chat box. Like if it is audible. Okay, yes, audio is now good. Okay, that's fine. So the thing what we can do actually is basically we'll look into the gold first. So what actually happened? Gold was in an uptrend. It was in an uptrend. Like basically gold will always make a higher highs when we see on a bigger time frames. So what we can do, we can go to a 1 hour time frame and we can just check what's the thing actually happening here. So this was actually a new scandal. This move is actually the new scandal. So we'll check in a way like, so this was actually forming in a way like a flag and pole pattern, but the pattern reversed. So now it is not a potential kind of a flag and pole. So what we can do, we can check on a higher time frame. So what actually happening? So today morning gold started in a way, if I go on a smaller time frame, gold started in a way from this point. So this was a Tokyo session. So what actually happened here, due to some news and all, the market is manipulated, and manipulation and distribution, we have seen both the moves in an early day, like when's the day is changed, like 26th August. So that time the market actually made it like it make a new high at this point, like previous stop losses have been taken out at this point. So we have seen a big expansion here. So whenever the market gives an expansion, after that we can expect a sideways market. So how a sideways market will be, if I plot a zone in this way, so this was the, basically this was a sideways market. So if I find any of the trade opportunity, I just found a trade opportunity from this point for the sell, and this supposed to be my target. Like this stop losses can be taken out as of now. So but presently we don't have any risk reward ratio left in this. So what else we can do, we will see on the multiple currencies if we are finding any of the opportunity. So as of now I am seeing for the gold, if I go on a higher time frame, this is the next expected level for the gold. Like maybe in this week or very soon we can see a potential move up in gold till 3400. So what we need to do, we need to analyze the chart, and whatever strategy you feel comfortable to execute an order. Presently I'm not seeing any kind of trade over here. We'll see if the price moves down to this level, then we can find for some opportunity, or like if we see any kind of opportunity at this point, I'll definitely update you with that. So yesterday there was a trade opportunity which I made. It was at this point. The scenario was the same like of today. This point was my entry for the last day. 3375 was my target, somewhere around at this point. So similarly, even if now we find the gold to go down to this level, and if it reverses with a good candlestick like a Marabozu or something, then we can expect the market can actually make a reversal, and again it can give a target till this point. So anyhow, we have to wait till the market approach to this level. So what I do, I just keep an alert. So next we'll go to Euro USD. So what's happening in Euro USD? You might be knowing, like this week on Thursday we have an update for GDP, like prelims of GDP is going to announce in US. That is what market is. Uh, we can see the fear in the market, like it is not deciding any direction. Yesterday, a news came like there might be some settlement with the Ukraine and Russia. So that is what we have seen a steep fall in gold as well as in Euro USD. Gold was stable, but we have seen a steep fall in a Euro USD. So what we can expect here, if I see a bigger picture of Euro USD, basically this Powell speech candle, whenever the news comes, if we see a huge momentum like we have seen here, I'll take you to the 1st August. That was the news of NFP. This was the news of the NFP. Okay, so what actually happened here, we found a structure kind of a pennant. If I make it in this way, we have found a structure like a pennant in this way. So here my plan was about to go long. Here my plan was to go long. Whenever you see a connecting points at the end, that will be your pennant. If you see the parallel things, that will be your flag and pole. Doesn't matter. So basically, I was expecting a long trade here and I made a long opportunity. Similarly, the same situation market created in this Powell speech recently after FOMC meeting. There was announcement for Powell speech. So that time I was again expecting this same move would have repeat at this point. You can see the same pole we got, but here there was not a pennant. Here it was a flag, both as well in gold and in Euro USD. So what actually happened? The moment this, I was expecting this flag to be in this way. So whenever we see a flag and pole, what actually happens? We can expect the target till the ratio of the flag, like this pole is here, right? So we can expect it to go till the length of the pole. So basically what actually happens in this news, market actually didn't continued because it was, there was a supply zones present at this point. These all were the supply zones. So how I analyze the charts, first I'll see a supply zones and demand zones present like at a time, at this time, and in the history. So basically what market actually do, market always respect the historical data. Presently we are seeing a demand zone from this point. When we are seeing a demand zone from this point, so what actually happens here, market again trying to make a demand from this area. I am even seeing a pattern called like, but this is a higher time frame, so your SL might be little larger than it should be. I'll just check for the path. I can see a pattern called as a double bottom, but whenever you see a double bottom, make sure after the second bottom, markets should directly break the neckline within 2 to 3 candles, maybe in 4 candles, but there should be no sideways momentum and there should be no pullback when the market is about to break. So this is the very important. People can uh, notice the pattern like double top double bottom, but it has some rules that has to be followed. Like what are the rules? Those rules are, if we see a double bottom, firstly the neckline should be not as huge. It should not be a healthy pullback for the neckline. It should be in this way. Then what happens, so that if we get any opportunity at this point, our target can give us a reward of 1 raised to 2, 1 raised to 3. But in this, the neckline was actually deep, and rest the pattern is also forming a consolidation at this point. If this candle would have break this structure, then we could have planned a long trade for basically this target. Our target could be basically this, but market is going sideways, so we'll try to find few of the opportunities. Okay, we'll look what's happening in gold right now. Maybe few among you have attended my seminar which was on FPR. We'll just check what's actually happened. The day starts at 1:30. Okay, it ends at 1:30. Okay, so with the volume analysis, basically FPR is a vertical volumes. The volume we see in the bottom, those volumes reflect only of the candle. Like if you are seeing a huge volume at this candle, like presently here we are seeing a huge red volume, but that volume is only for this candle, only for this candle. So what actually we can do, we can see a vertical volumes. Vertical volume is not for the single candle, it is for the entire zone. If I have plotted this FPR from the beginning of the yesterday's day, like this is a day, yesterday night 1:30 a.m. in Dubai the session starts, and I have made it till again night 1:30 a.m. so this was the one day. Now what's actually happening, thing happening here is, this is the zone where most of the volumes are present. Okay, this is the zone where most of the volumes are present. So early we have seen an expansion, a good move early morning, which was actually unexpected. If this move would have not come, we could have grabbed few good opportunities in the gold. How actually the things happen, if the market gives a good momentum in any of the session, like this was the Tokyo session, this was the early New York session itself, because it's supposed to close at near 1. So then what happens, Sydney sessions open. So at this time in the New York session we have seen a good impulse move. So whenever we see the expansion in one session, probability will be that the next session or next session will be like Tokyo and London might go sideways. This is how, if I show you another day, okay, you can see again on this day we got a good move, like a huge move at this point. So basically what happened in the next sessions, we have seen a sideways market. Then we can expect after one session or two session, when this sideways zone breaks, then we can expect a momentum in the market. So presently for the gold I am sideways right now, but I am expecting if the price just a second. Okay, if the price comes down to this level, these two levels, and as I am having a strong volume at the bottom, so if the price approach to this level, and if I see a sudden, like once the price comes down, if I see a sudden reversal candle like a Marabuz or something, a strong green candle at this point, then probably this can be our one buy opportunity with small SL, but the situation should match. That's the point. It can be SL down to the swing, and our target could be either this or this. This is how we have to plan the thing. The similar way I have planned a trade yesterday. I'll show you my yesterday trades. Okay, so what actually happens? Even yesterday, I have seen a huge movement, like on 22nd August. I have seen a huge movement because of Powell's speech in the New York session. Then what happens? Saturday, Sunday, market was closed. Then comes a day, that is Monday, 24th August. Now what I was expecting, I have already seen a huge momentum. So probability will be like market will be sideways because the big move already happens. So what I was expecting at this point, I was just planning, this zone was my already a pennant I have plotted, so it failed. So once the pennant is failed, I have removed the drawings. Then I was expecting this is the zone where market is actually consolidating, and I have even seen the FPR range from previous day, that was around, okay, it starts from 130, ends on, okay, so somewhere around, this was, no, this is for news, right? We have to plot for this day. For the 24th, we have to plot for this day. 130, the entire day. What easy you can do? You can enable the session breaks. You can go into the settings. Once you go into the settings, I'll just show you more settings, and here what you can do, actually you can go to events, you can enable session breaks, then you will see the session breaks by itself. I'll just plot the session break, okay, exactly from this point to this point. Okay, the volumes were present at the bottom and at the top, but the most of the volumes are at the bottom because this is the news candle. So usually FPR don't work when there is a news. So probability was that this was my highest volume zone from the top side. This volume was the highest volume from the top side, and this was the highest volume from the bottom. So anyhow, I was not expecting market can come to this point because news cannot be digested so early. Like, it has to take some time to fill this zone. So what actually happened here? So I was expecting, first day I was expecting a sideways market, because the same I'm expecting today. I was expecting a sideways market. Then my plan was, to wait and watch what's actually happening. So what actually happened? Market tried to break this high strongly, but it failed. When it failed, what I was planning here, when it failed, what I was planning here, to hunt this SL, market will come definitely to hunt this SL. I was even expecting market can even hunt this SL. So what actually market did? I was just waiting. I should see a reversal, a sudden reversal. From wherever I am seeing a sudden reversal, I will plan a buy trade, because I know market will again go to these volumes. When the volumes are present at this point, market will definitely go there to grab some more volumes. Then what happens? Then this breaks. I was expecting it should go below to this, then it may reverse, but it reversed from this points. As I told, market always follow the historical data. From here I have seen a pump, from here I have seen a pump, and this was the point where I have seen a pump. So basically I have three pump zones here. So what actually happened here? The thing happened here is, I was expecting either this pump or this pump or this pump. Any pump market should go, and suddenly if it is reversing with a strong green candle, then I could go long for this target, because I was knowing these are the great volumes present. And even I can see a supply zone from here which formed in this way. This is 1 point, this is 2 point. So basically I was expecting this a target. Then what happened? I got an entry, not with this level, I got just an entry from this level. So what was my trade in this? My trade was supposed to be in a way, okay, my trade was actually at this, opened at this point. I actually opened the trade at this point because I was seeing a great Marabozu, a candle almost like a Marabozu, not a Marabozu, and my SL was a 3 below this. Actually 6-1 was my SL at this point, and 7-5 I kept a target. 6-1 was my SL. Market came near to it, but I was confident that it can form a double bottom kind of structure, then it might go. And even I have seen a double bottom also during the reversal at this point. Then suddenly market breaks us with a strong candle. Then what happened? I was expecting either this target or the previous volume and supply zone, both I have here. So what I did, I closed my partial quantity at this point, remaining I have closed at this point, the entire quantity I have closed at this point. This is how you have to plan your trade. It should have a risk reward. When you get a high reward with the trade, only then you have to execute a trade. That is how you can be a profitable trader. The same scenario is happening today. The same scenario is happening today. So historical data says even here was a day before it was a big movement, and today also a day before we have seen a huge momentum. So what actually happening? So now where the volumes are actually present, if we check with that way, the volumes are present. If I check from here to here, okay, we just got the level. The volumes are present from bottom. The max volume is at this point. This is the point where the max value volumes are present. So what actually happens now? Now we know the most of the people are interested to buy at this point because most of the volumes are getting engaged from this point. So what actually market can do now? If it comes below to this, then if it reverses with a strong green candle, it should be a strong green, like a body. I I just plot you an example. The candle should be in a way. For example, if these are the red candles, okay, if these are the red candles, if it breaks in this way, then when I'll plan my entry only when it reverses with a strong green candle which should close under this in this way, with this way. If I see a candle after this in this way, then I could go for a long trade. My risk reward will be planned in a way like this is the volume maximum volume present at the past, but I can see at least this market should take. It is almost a 1 raised to 2. I can, if the candle, actually this is too below, most probably we will find the entry at this point and our SL could be at this point. So this is almost a 1 raised to 3 or 1 raised to 4 trade which we can actually implement. So this is about the gold. This is what I'm expecting in the gold. If I look for the 15-minute time frame, I'll remove all the drawings. So if I look the things on the 15-minute time frame, what actually can happen here? Things can happen is that, okay, on 15-minute time frame, market is actually, it came down just to fill the new buying orders from zero point 0.5 retracement. This correction was just of 0.5 retracement. Then from the 0.5, it again started giving a new expansion. So probability is more towards the upper side. That is what, even you could have planned a sell trade from this point if it goes in this way, but the probability is more high for the upside. So we have to wait for this level. Once this forms, if the market reverses suddenly or if it forms kind of a double bottom at this, then there is a huge potential the price can go to this point or even it can make a new high. Okay, then comes it is clear now. Okay, so okay, so now comes we'll look for some other charts. We'll go for USD JPY. How I actually need to analyze the thing, my way is in a, I can see a supply zone from this point and a demand zone from this point, and initially also I am seeing a kind of uptrend forming at this point. So if this trend line get respected one more time and after somewhere here if I get any kind of closing, then this is actually a big time frame analysis, so I'll rather go on a smaller time frame. Then this could be the past supply zone in between. Okay, so this is my plan, this will be my structure for USD JPY. Then I'll go for the 5-minute time frame and I'll see what's actually happening here. Now if you see the 5-minute time frame, now we have plotted the ranges. Now we know if we find any continuation pattern above this, then USD JPY You can plan for this target, and if this trend lines break for a higher time frame, like when you're trading on a 5 minute or 15 minute, and you're plotting a support and resistance on a 1 hour time frame, then support and resistance can be considered direct with a direct approach, but trend line has to get some confirmations. Like when you are trading on 5 minute, you should get some confirmations after this trend line, or you should get some confirmation after the resistance or support taken out. So what actually happens here? What actually happened here? Did it formed any pattern? Usually if you plot a support and resistance on a higher time frame, it is more likely to get a chance to open any of the position. So what actually happens today? The thing happened today in USD JPY is like market was in uptrend, and downside I have plotted a trend line. Then suddenly what actually happens here is it is going in this way. Then I have found a pattern that is called as a, can you say in the text which pattern is this? Like if I draw it more precisely, let's just draw this. Which pattern is this? Can anyone say in the chat which pattern is actually this? I just show you the chart. Okay, this was the pattern here. So which pattern was this? This is a head and shoulder, right? This is a head and shoulder. So what actually happens when it formed head and shoulder? We didn't got a good break at the neckline. So our neckline could be plotted in this way. In this way, we would have plotted our neckline. But what again it did? It formed another head and shoulder. If you see it in a way, it formed. This is a shoulder. This is a head, and where it is forming? It is forming at the resistance. And when it is forming after a good uptrend. So this, which pattern is this? Is a reversal pattern. So what actually we could have planned for USD JPY today, that was this supposed to be our neckline from here to here. This was our neckline. Then what actually happens? Thing happened here is the neckline got break, and we got a retest, and we got a break. So how we can plan a trade with the this type of things like head and shoulder and all? We have to place our SL about to the swing. This was about to the swing, and we can place at least 1 raised to 1.5, minimum 1 raised to 1.5. So almost 1 raised to 1.5 we could have achieved at this point. Initially, always whenever you are planning to trade with any of the pattern, plan for 1 raised to 1.5. At least your partial quantity should be booked at 1 raised to 1.5. If you are open, like if you have an open position of 0.03, your 0.01 should be booked at 1 raised to 1.5, and the next quantity can be booked at this. Meanwhile, your SL should also be trailed. If you have taken the position here, your SL should also get trailed whenever the market is making new lower highs and lower lows. So first what happens? First it break, we got an entry at somewhere this point. Then actually what happened? It took couple, it came near to our SL, but our SL was safe. Then finally it start forming a lower high. Then it start forming the lower lows and lower highs. So we could have trailed our SL at this point first, then at this point. So our some quantity can be booked at this, and the rest will be trailed to this point. So you could have booked the profit in the rest quantity at this level. So we'll observe gold whether it is coming or not. It took reversal from a level this. I was expecting a buy side momentum, but it reversed from this point. Let's see if it comes down. Now what happens? Now the scenario is exactly similar to yesterday. Just a second. Okay, my video was disabled. Now the scenario was exactly similar to yesterday. What actually happens yesterday? Market was supposed to come to this point, supposed to come to this point, but what it did, it made a reversal from a 60% correction or somewhere. Then what happens, we could have waited, no, not this one, okay. Market was expected to take SL of these people and it could reverse, but what actually did, it reversed from this point. As it reversing now, yesterday it was from zero point 0.5, today maybe it is from 60%. So if it forms a new high, then we can even wait for this point. Once it closes down to it, and if it closes under this with a strong green candle, we can go for a long trade. The similar situation we can see here. What's actually happening, we were expecting the price to come below this, but what it did, it is reversing from this point itself. If suppose this continues, or if it not, but we have to wait, and for the next entry we could have planned below this. Our entry can be below this. Once we see a good green candle after it reverses from this point, then we can plan a long trade for this target. But let's see, it should come back. If it is going directly, there is a probability even it can go directly, because market has consolidated for around 2 sessions. So now there is a huge chance we can see expansion, but ideal trade would be if it comes down, because here we cannot actually plan our stop loss. Our stop loss cannot be logical at this point. How it can be logical? It can be logical only when we have some SL, we have, if it is in this way, then it is a logical. We can plan a 1:5, 1:6 trade at this point. Let's see if this comes. We'll continue. I'll again, now I'll take my alert down to this point, and also I'll keep my alert about to this point. We'll see if we find any of the reversal opportunity from this point. So these are my 2 points. Once it triggered, then we can think what we can trade actually. In the zone presently, the risk reward will not be favorable at this point, but I am bullish on gold for today, and as well we'll see. We just need to find an opportunity. It has to come to this level 40, like the past high. It has to come to that level, but we also need, this is my next resistance, and the present support at the bottom is this, and the past support at the bottom is at this level. This is a bigger picture of the gold, and rest, this is the area. It is just in a range bound market, sideways or consolidation you can say. So presently we don't have any momentum in gold. What we can do, we can just plan in this zone itself. What I was expecting, if it comes down and if it's come back, then there could be a good risk reward, but it just reversed from a 0.618. That is what this trade we missed. What next we can plan? If we are seeing again sell pressure from this point, then we can actually plan for another sell trade. Okay, we'll analyze some others. See, it came to SL again. It is trying to come to this zone, but now I think no, it is, I'm feeling stretched. This is a probability, but this is not a conviction, high conviction trade. I feel like this is a low conviction trade, but this could be your one opportunity. But go, if you are going, go with the minimum RR, like minimum risk, because this could be your target for this. These don't have that much potential, so if you can avoid it. We'll wait for gold if we find any of the good opportunity, but we'll keep tracking this as well. What's actually dollar is doing? If we go for the dollar, okay, the dollar is actually falling. Okay, so potentially dollar can come to this point. It is aggressively in the, okay, aggressively in the downtrend. It is just taking a correction from 38%. So probability if the dollar comes to this point, that this position can be, but not that favorable entry because I'm feeling it stretched. Then comes, we'll wait for the gold. This could be better. We'll wait what gold will do at this level. If we find any good opportunity at this point for the reversal or for the continuation, then we can actually plan a trade here. I look for few more things.
Still bullish, yeah. Excuse me,
Yeah,
still bullish, yeah.
gold. Gold is actually a bullish, but the thing is, I was expecting it to get gains from this point, because if it would have get gains from this point, it could definitely break this high. But here the fulfillment of the orders are not that high, so the probability to break this is low. So what we can do, we can wait again if it comes down, then if you find any of the opportunity for the buy, then we can grab. Similarly, the thing is happening the same now in USD JPY. It is the big expansion, like the expansion have happened. So what we can do, we can just either we can expect for this to come to this level, but it is not that comfortable. Like a small risk can be taken, but if you find any good opportunity in the gold, then it would be a good move for us.
Need to break that.
Either it should go above this, then we can plan for the reversal, or it should go below this level. Before I was planning for this level, now I was planning for this level. Let's see what actually happens here. Then we'll go for, we'll check what's actually happening in BTC. BTC presently it is in a steep downtrend. For a higher time frame, we can see a flag is actually formed in a BTC. If it gets confirmed in this way, if it gets confirmed, then you could have planned, but presently we cannot actually plan a trade in this. So as of gold, we have to wait for either this level or this level. Once if you find any opportunity for sell at this point, we would definitely go for sell, and from this point if you get any buy opportunity, you can plan a good buy position with a good RR. So we just need to wait. We just check what actually happening in the DGI. Okay, this is in a steep downtrend. So this was the position we just planned, but it was suggested for a low risk because dollar have already fallen enough. Okay, so rest uh, we have Moise sir here, so he will continue this live podcast, this live session. Till then, we'll plan for these alerts. Okay, once this triggered, we will definitely. Uh, if I come, I'll continue with this point, like whether we can plan a trade or not. But till then, we have Moise sir with us. He will continue. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, head and shoulder. Okay. So you all have spotted head and shoulder. Okay.
Hello guys, I believe you can hear me, right? So guys, am I audible? Head and shoulder. Okay, okay. Guys, tell me like, yes, I am audible, right? So far I believe like the Imrans have already interpreted some things. So I hope you guys have understand those things. So I'll give you my overview as well. That what is my overview, and if you have any doubts, any questions, we can wind it up. Not a problem. You can tell me that like any questions, any doubts, or else I can show you my analysis, what I'm particularly expecting from the market. Yes, Sharon, you can go ahead and tell me. Sure, Zuhaib, we can hear you. Okay. My name is Moiz. Zuhaib is my father's name. So my name is Moiz, brother or sister. Mr. Zuhaib, Mr. Zuhaib is my father. Okay, my name is Moiz. So yep, tell me like, do you guys have any trades, or if you want me to share my analysis, I can share it with you right now. Why? Because it looks like we might have a trade in gold. Let's see. So if you have any questions, you can write it down over here, and then we'll try to wind up the sessions. So okay. Previously in the 15 minutes I was looking this pattern. Previously it is I can say that this is purely a consolidation in the 15 minutes, right? But according to this pattern, it seems like a bullish flag which can already have a breakout, retest and break. So as Imran sir told, same I will go with the same idea, that if the gold breaks above this high, then we can look for the buy opportunities. Very simple, right? And then if it is breaking below than this area, then we can go for the sell opportunities, or this basically, that would be good. Yep, this low. If it is breaking below this low, which means if the candle is going beyond this low, then we look for the sell opportunities. Not at all a problem. Right now, previously, like in the morning, I have given the trade in my community. The very few students are there in my community, personal community. So in that, I've already given a trade. The gold buy I've given. I'll show you the prices. But that will expire. That trade will expire today itself. Right now, I'm not thinking that it will come to my entry point, but I'll show you that. Just a minute. 3364.4. Basically, like what is the trade that I'm planning, that I will guide you over here as well. But 3364.4, that is my personal trade that I'm providing to my community members only.
Yes.
Okay. The first TP I was expecting is 86.2, and the stop loss I was keeping at 53.7. Okay. This is the trade that what I was expecting, but the market actually didn't came to my entry point, but it is going up. So it's not a problem if it is not coming to my entry point. I was expecting a pip, basically, sorry, wick. Just the wick should come and then I'll go for the buy, but that is not happening right now. So not at all a problem. I'll wait with my plan. If it is coming today itself, then it is okay. If it is not coming today or like really closing the day, if it's coming like in this area, then I will ignore it. Okay, this is what I'm expecting for the gold. So do for the silver as well. Let's suppose that if we'll do the silver analysis, if I'll check the silver in the 4 hours time frame, so I would say the silver is bullish until it closes below this low. Silver is bullish, okay, until it's closing the 4-hour candle below this low. So you can see the value over on your right hand side, right? On your right hand side you can see the value. If the silver is not closing below this area, then it's a bullish. Right now the market is consolidating in the 4 hour, in the 1 hour as well, so there is no point. But for a smaller time being, for example, like for the short term perspective, you can see again it is forming a bullish flag, what I can see, right? So here it is forming a bullish flag, right? It is just a fake breakout, you can say, so don't worry about that. But I'm getting multiple chances, one from here, one and two. So if it is breaking out, retest and break, then we can look for the buy opportunity according to the basic concept, right? And one more thing, those who know the intermediate, who have done already the intermediate, they know the premium discount thing. So exactly it is getting pumped from which area? From 0.5, which is the equilibrium, right? So from equilibrium it is pumping, so ultimately it can target this high. It can target this high, okay? Alright, okay. So what I'm expecting is the silver can reach to this high. Why? Because if it is respecting this support, why? Because this is the discount or the equilibrium area. So it can go to this high, and ultimately, if you want, you can check that silver is giving a trade, what I think as well. This was the previous resistance, which becomes a support. So silver can go a little bit beyond, and then it can pump. No, better to leave silver, or because it is giving the mixed sentiment as well. Ultimately, according to 4 hours time frame, it is bullish and we can go for the buy trade, but that would be risky. Why? Because there is an imbalance in the market. Market can fulfill this imbalance and can collect this previous like old low. That is why it is better like we can leave the silver. The gold, you can see that actually it is again going bullish. It was previously coming down.
but it is ranging in between, so might be after 6 p.m. it can show you some little bit movement, like a movement. So ultimately if it is coming in this support area, for example in this area, so we can look for the buy opportunity from there. Okay, and yes, it is good. Yes, this trade is okay according to me. The first target you can basically, like, you can take it over here according to this high. This trade is good if it is coming before today, before the today's end. Okay, before the today's New York market closes, before that, if you're getting this trade, we can go for the buy, or else we can leave this trade. Why? Because there is no point to take this kind of a trade. It will be risky then. This is my intraday setup that I've given in my community. Okay, if you want, you can note down the entry and exit points. This is the entry and exit point. You can see 3364.4, and the TP will be at 3386.2. The stop level will be at 3353.7. Just do keep in mind, do not risk a lot, just only take a risk of 0.5% of your portfolio. 0.5% if you're risking, for example, if you're risking 0.5, then what is the risk reward? It's 1 is to 2, right? Which means that you are risking 0.5% and you are making 1%. So if you are making 1% of your portfolio in a single trade, that is really huge. That is really good, and we are okay with that. Why? Because personally, like, if you will ask me, I will, like, I'm a big fan of the money management. Ultimately, I'll follow that. Why? Because if you want to be consistent, you want to be in a consistent profit, then you need to understand the money management, the power of money management. Okay. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and ask me the question. I am trading sell gold now. Is it right? So from which point you are taking that yeah, the sell, right? Which point? Like, what is your entry point? Gold now, sell and buy. But brother, you can rewind the video. You can check. Actually, I've already told about the gold, and I'm trading sell gold now. Sell is risky, brother. Why? Because, like, the thing is, if I'll go on the 4 hours market structure and if I'll check the 4 hours market, then you can see that it have already broken above this high, right? So actually, like, it is already holding a bullish sentiment. And why is that? So it is holding a bullish sentiment because it have already grabbed the previous lows. Here you can see the previous low of grabbed. So this high, or ultimately this high, is the target. Besides that, of this impulse, it already got a correction as well. Already got a correction of 618 exactly. Come to the optimal trade entry and then went up. Now ultimately it is targeting this high or this high, so I can see that, I can expect that, not a problem. Besides that, I have already shared in my one of the communities, one of the general communities, that there is the harmonics as well. Harmonic patterns, those who know that, they can understand this thing, that there is a harmonic is forming. This is what I'm expecting from the goal, and exactly you can see there is a previous high as well nearby. And yes, so this is expected from the gold, and if it needs to reverse, if it have to reverse, it doesn't mean that we will go for the buy from anywhere and we'll target this high. No, we need to wait for the proper entry, and then we can manage the risk, and accordingly we can take this trade. Right now, I will not say that it will directly go to this level. It can happen, but I personally, like, I will suggest that it will go by doing this zigzag motion and then touch it, and then it can go back. Personally, like, I will be looking for the buys from a little bit below, then this area as well. Then I'll go for the, like, big buy and for the swing buy. So better you can wait for this trade. Ultimately, it will show you the trade over here, not a problem. The only thing, there is actually, like, the imbalance of the market, so market can come to fulfill that. There is a probability, but the if you will see, the impulse already got a discounted price. Impulse already came on the discounted price, if you can see that. sorry, see this impulse didn't come to 0.5, but here. So yeah, actually like this low is expected that it will collect this liquidity as well. So anyways, like personally I will stick with my plan. This plan is according to the HADC. This trade which I have taken, this is from the HADC. Okay, this trade. So I will stick with my plan and I will take this trade, not a problem. Only I will take a risk of 0.5%, which means that if this trade hits the stop loss, I will be only losing 0.5% of my portfolio. Let's suppose that if I am holding a portfolio of $20,000, then if the stop loss got hit, I'll be only losing $100. You are getting my point? Like that, I will be taking this trade. So this is it from my side, guys. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can go ahead and ask me in the comment section. Can you please share your thoughts on oil? What is mentioned? Like what is the comment? क्या लिखा हुआ है?
ऑयल में आपका आइडिया शेयर करने के लिए बोल
Oil. Personally, like I'm not trading the oil. Actually, like the commodities. In the commodities, I'm trading silver and gold, not the oil. But I'll see for you, not a problem. Let's see what is my opinion. Okay.
another person also asked about Nasdaq.
Another person asked about the Nasdaq. US 100 I've seen. I was following the US 100, but the thing is, see every market like who is opposite to the US dollar. Actually, I already pumped on like last Friday at 4:30 p.m. or 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Yes.
Looks like
Yes. So this is for properly following the uptrending market. If the US oil breaks below,
so this is US 100, not oil.
sorry, US 100, my bad. Yes, if this US 100 breaks below this area, okay, then ultimately it can go and tap this CME gap or this gap as well. So wait for this level to wait for the reaction. If it is closing the candle of 4-hour daily below this area, then we can see this area. This will be the next target, or this will be the next target that you can see. Ultimately, this is an impulse going on and it can continue. If it is not breaking this level, do not look for the sell opportunities, look for the buy opportunities in the intraday time frames or in a short term time frames. Okay. So in the short term time frame, if I'll see, you can see the impulse got a correction already and now it is targeting this side for the intraday perspective, but it depends now. If it is breaking below this low, then I'll be going for the looking for the sell opportunities. This low. This low is also important now. Okay. Yes, it is rejecting from the specific zone. So this high is also a important level. If it is closing very impulsively this above this area, then look for the buy opportunity till this high. But if it is going below than this area, then we can target easily this low. Okay, in the US 100. In the US oil, this is the chart for the US oil. I'll go on a daily time frame. Actually, it is falling so fast. anyways, you can say that this is just like a somewhat the consolidation, I can say. Okay, this is a consolidation market, consolidating market, or else somebody will say that this is a downtrend. So I will agree on that, but I feel like it is not properly following the structure. High, low, lower high, then consolidation, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low is expected, but actually here it is getting the multiple times good support at this time, right? It is getting a good support from the current market price. You can see from here where it is right now, the US oil, it is getting a good support again and again, right? Again and again it is getting coming over here, getting pump, getting over here, coming pump, again coming over here, getting pump. Ultimately the buying pressure is reducing. The lower highs are there, which is an indication of a continuation of a downtrend. And if you will see in the 4 hours time frame, or let's say in a daily time frame, this is basically what? This is basically a descending triangle is forming, right? So I will rather wait for the high to get break or low to get break. So I will wait for the proper breakout, retest and break. Then I'll look for the buy entry or sell entry accordingly. Okay. So I'll wait for the proper breakout, retest and break. Then I will go for the buy entry or sell entry. If it is breaking below the support, then I'll be looking for this level first. Anyways, according to the mouth, the target will be according to the mouth of this pattern, which is here. So ultimately the first target we will keep it at 27.59. If it is closing above, so I'll be targeting this 99.5. That is for the long term perspective. I know that is on the daily time frame. That is why it is huge. So yeah, if it is closing below, then we can expect till 27. If it is closing above this high, I can expect till 99 or 115. Okay. So yeah, that is it from my side, guys. So I hope you understand that. Now US market is open. Now gold. Now US market is already open at 4 p.m. right? Gold I've already told about. So if you have any questions regarding the trading, guys, you can go ahead and ask me. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can go ahead or ask, or else like I'll wind it up. Gold is you can see properly. It is just consolidating. It is in a range.
Going for retest, right?
Hmm.
Going for retest
Retest for what?
and flag. For the flag.
For the flag. See, breakout, retest, and it is just consolidating in between these two ranges now. Retest already done over here, I can say, right? So anyways, yep, this is it from my side, guys. I hope you like understand the market price, and I'm telling you once again that if it is hitting the TP without giving you the entry, then leave it, or else if this entry is coming tomorrow, then do not take it. It is valid for only today. Okay, it is only valid for intraday perspective. So it is coming late night, leave it, simple. Alright, okay, guys. So I hope you like the this live trading session. Ultimately, we'll be doing it again. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can go ahead and ask me in the personal WhatsApp, or you can contact to me or contact to us. So yep, that is it from my side, guys, and we'll see you. Okay, Allah Hafiz, bye, have a good evening.